5 players that I have to shout out in the beautiful win that we saw against Everton for Manchester United. These 5 players absolutely made Manchester United win this. It was not any situation of any craziness because Manchester United had a tough time today. It was a snooze fest. They absolutely made it where United did not want to lose, and also in that particular front did not have the confidence and the bravery to go on and attack. Same thing with Everton. But Manchester United were so clever in the way that they understood that Everton were still going to give them an opportunity, and if they can all just capitalize on that opportunity, we were going to win the game. And in that front comes the main man, his royal airness, his air nation, Benjamin Sesko. Unleash the dragon. Michael Carrick, unleash the dragon, because that is what he has been able to do. Benjamin Sesko has the highest, I repeat, the highest goal contributions from, well, let me not say contributions, goals from a bench player in the entire Premier League. That was 3 goals. Benjamin Sesko single-handedly has given Manchester United 5 points in 26, and that is single-handedly. Should I name it for you? The win against Fulham, the draw against West Ham, and now the win against Everton. Single-handedly, this is the reason why we brought a striker. If a striker coming into the game can absolutely give you 5 points to 10 points single-handedly, he is doing his job as a football player in your team. And Benjamin Sesko has given us 5 points already. I can only wait to see what he gives us in the remaining of the season, because it's brilliant. And there is the first person that we need to talk about, because guys, Benjamin freaking Sesko, let's look at his game. Look at the heat map. This man is everywhere. He is trying to pick up the ball in our 18-yard box. He is defending and running the length of the pitch. He ran the length of the pitch to catch up with a ball that he was standing literally 2 yards from. He was standing right next to Matheus Cunha when Matheus Cunha launched the ball to Brian Mbeumo. And this guy, I did not know, I was not privy to the pace that he has, but he launched himself so fast that he goes past Tarkowski. He can only see his tail lights. And he gets there, but he finds the composure to slow himself down instead of blowing it up, because if it was Barry, we might see him blow that opportunity up. Because he reached there, he slowed himself down, he got the composure, and he put it away. He put it in the bottom right corner, and there was nothing Jordan Pickford could do about it. Nothing he could do about it. And this is literally 32 minutes played, and the Slovenian changed our lives for good. He changed our lives for good. He came in there and gave us 100% accurate passes. Not just that, 100% shot accuracy. Not just that, he also gave us 5 defensive contributions in minutes. In 32 minutes, he touched the ball only 11 times, and in those 11 times, 3 of them were in the 18-yard box, in the opposition box. And guess what? He put the ball away. He had 2 clearances today, 1 headed clearance, and literally 3 recoveries. Benjamin Sesko in this game did everything that he was asked to do. And now let's go to the second person, because this second person can only be the one and only, the goalkeeper of the moment, the goalkeeper of Manchester United, Sané Lemens, the one wearing number 31, Sané freaking Lemens. Oh my God, this boy has changed my life. We all knew, we all could literally sit down here biting our nails when we got a corner and Altay Bayinde was in goal. We would bite our nails when we got a corner against us and Andre Onana was in goal. We still bit our nails when it was David De Gea, because those were not this goalkeeper's strong suit. But when we were buying this 23-year-old, I did a deep dive on what he was at Antwerp. And my God, his ability to come out and claim the ball was one of the best things that I could see. He had 43 touches today. 43. Not just 43, he had, I think, clearances. 11 recoveries for Manchester United. 3 diving saves. 1 save out inside the box. 4 punches, 5 throws, 2 high claims, 11 recoveries, 4 clearances. This cat right here has changed Manchester United, because not just is he doing his job, he's doing the intangible things that we can't put our hands on. The confidence he's giving our defenders. You literally saw when Matheus Cunha was screaming in the face of Garner, how Sonny Lemons came out and was bumping chest with Cunha, because he knew that the team had to dig deep, and it all started with him. They needed to dig deep. This was not a game that was going to end 2-0. It wasn't a game that was going to end 3-0. Last time that we faced Everton, the game ended 1-0. Today, it also ended 1-0. It was who was going to score first was going to get all 3 points. That was the way the game was going to go. And Sane Bloody Lemons absolutely answered the call. Let me say this, and let me say this crystal clear for the people in the back to hear this. Sane Lemons is showing us everything that we needed to show. It's a blend between David De Gea and Van der Sar. I know it's crazy, and this might be putting a lot of pressure on Sane Lemons, but I've seen his shoulders. His shoulders are broad enough that he can carry that absolute pressure. Because is it your feet? In terms of saving balls with your feet, he can do it, and that right there is typical David De Gea. Is it the calmness and saving balls with your hand and being tall enough to come and claim the balls? That right there is prime Edwin van der Sar. And that is what we are seeing with Sane Lemons. I think if there's one thing that we can absolutely say, is that Ineos and this recruitment board that were able to recruit the 4 players that we recruited this season have done a good job. Sane Lemons, brilliant today. Benjamin Šeško, brilliant today. Brian Mbeumo was okay, but the assist was absolutely brilliant today. Matheus Cunha did not have the best game, but he realized that his defensive duties would be what would make his game as good as him doing the magic that he did against Arsenal. This is the perfect way to win these kinds of games. This is how you do it. And the third person that we are talking about in the 5 people that we need to give shout out to in terms of the way they played today has to go to Harry Classy, Harry the big head, Harry the flat head Maguire. My goodness, I can't say enough about Harry Maguire today. He rolled back the time to Leicester City. Harry Maguire is someone that we all know when he was playing for Leicester would play on the left hand side. He was comfortable. He is comfortable in that position. Now, for Manchester United, he plays on the right because we have the best left-sided ball-playing centre-back in Lisandro Martinez. And my brother, can you get well soon? And hopefully, your calf is totally fine, because usually that leads to an Achilles. So make sure that that is perfectly fine before you come back on the pitch. But now back to Harry Maguire. He would usually play on the right hand side, but today he played on the left while we brought on Lenny. And my God, all of a sudden we feel that we have the prime Harry Maguire back, because he was not letting today. He was not letting anything go, and he was standing for everything. He was not allowing any. If you see his hit map, Harry Maguire was also moving forward. His hit map showed us that Harry Maguire did not camp in front of his 18-yard box. He was almost close to the center circle. That is the way I am so glad that Harry Maguire has been able to play, because the covering of Lenny Yoro, someone that is fast with someone that is not as fast as Harry Maguire, is the perfect mixture for both parties. And that leads me to Lenny freaking Yoro. Lenny Yoro under Ruben Amorim had some difficult games. He had some good games, especially in the first season that we came 15th. He had some good games and we could see some progression. He had a little bad games this season that his confidence dropped. And then last week or last 2 weeks against West Ham, we saw him against Wilson. We saw him against Adama Traore. And we said, my goodness, Lenny Yoro has gotten his confidence back. And my goodness, were we right. Because Lenny Yoro came into this game today, his first freaking start for Manchester United under Michael Carrick. And guess what he did? He gave us a performance that we can clap our hands to. because I know he was not expecting to start this game. But staying ready for when your name is called, for when the number 15 is called, and you stand up and raise your hand and you say you're ready. That is what it means to be a Manchester United centre-back. He did everything that he was meant to do today. His heat map showed us that the way they played, the way he was able to hold his line, the way he was able to be in the average position was the way we set up, because it's the same thing with Harry Maguire. And we were absolutely grateful for that today. And I have to give him credit. And last but not least, because we have spoken about Benjamin Šeško, we have spoken about Laments, we have spoken about Harry Maguire, we have spoken about Lenny Yoro. It's one more thing, one more freaking person that we need to talk about today. And that right there is Bryan Mbeumo. It is Bryan Mbeumo. The reason I say Bryan Mbeumo is because we have seen and we have understood, looking at what he was able to do, looking at the style of play he was able to provide for Manchester United. Bryan Mbeumo, even though he doesn't do well, he finds a way to impact the game. If it's a goal, if it's an assist, if it's a pre-pass to an assist, Bryan Mbeumo, he is always involved in Manchester United's successes in this season. I want you guys to understand this. Bryan Mbeumo is always involved in Manchester United's successes. And in this season, we are looking for Bryan Mbeumo as 9 goals and 3 assists. Cunha is 6 goals and 2 assists. Bruno Fernandes, 6 goals and 12 assists. Ahmad, 2 goals and 2 assists. What are we doing? We are sharing the goals. We are sharing the assists. Every single person is getting better. And I have to stop with Bryan Mbeumo. Signing of the season. I repeat, signing of the flipping season. You can't tell me anybody that's had a greater impact on their team other than Bryan Mbeumo. You can't tell me anyone. You might say, how about Zubimendi? Nope, I wouldn't say that, because they had Thomas Partey. The greater influence, the greater impact has to go to Bryan Mbeumo to me. It has to. But let me know what you guys think about these 5 players that I shouted out. That without those 5 players, we do not win against Everton. And this has still kept us unbeaten in 2026. Because if you had told me we would have gotten 16 points out of a possible 18, I would have beat your hand off. 16 points out of a possible 18. It's magnificent. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, and I'll see you in the next one.